who the hell's Mary? Like I was already kind of touchy about something.
And why do I care so much about her baby Jesus? Come on.
Mary, Mary and Joseph. And I'm like, okay, which neighbor are you talking about?
Steve and Jason met while co-hosting one of the first podcasts ever, hundreds of miles away from each other, but bonded through the magic of the internet. Since the end of that podcast in 2023, the geeky guys decided to keep on hanging out and keep podcasting, because still after all these years, Steve and Jason are having a real fun time.
So I don't know about you, but this holiday season, I'm living that sweet inflatables life.
Pray tell, Jason, what is that sweet inflatable life?
It's not sweet. It sucks. I was kidding. Save yourself. Don't do it. Run.
I'm still confused. Granted, I run from anything that would make my life like yours, but specifically, what do you mean?
I mean, whenever it or is slightly windy or something else abnormal might happen outside, you have to consider all the things with inflatables. And it's like having other children I have to take care of. It's a pain.
Rain? Like wind. Yeah, I can understand. You got to make sure they don't blow away. But those things can't handle the rain. They're outdoor decorations. Being outdoors is part of the point.
It is. I agree with that. That's the part they don't tell you about when you start getting these things. So they have fans on them that, blow out. I mean, they blow air into it, but it also has a vent that goes to the outside. And that's going to get rain in it. Or in this case, snow.
They're winter outdoor decorations. They're not rain and snow proof. What is this nonsense?
Yes, that is what I said to myself the first time I had to wave goodbye to Santa Claus because he got water everywhere, but especially the fan. And fans don't like water, it turns out.
But I see these things everywhere in Washington. It does nothing but rain in the winter.
Well, maybe they figured out some process or something that I have not, because I am constantly like, okay, so it's drizzling. Should I inflate it, keep the rain off of it? Because if I don't, then if the rain's harder, then they're just going to be like swimming in this water. And by the time it's supposed to turn on later, because I have it on a timer, I at least have that. So when that timer kicks on, because I'm not going to be home, it does. If it kicks on and it can't get inflated because the water's on it, burns out the fan, crap, I ruined. Or if there's so much water on it, the water gets into the fan, crap, I ruined. But if I inflate it, it'll be, wet, but will the water stay out of the fan better because it's inflated?
I think you are such a weenie that it has infected your electronic. Everybody else's does just fine.
So you might be right for the most. I will say that with the recent snow that we got, which our area here in near Richmond, Virginia, does not get snow in December. We just don't. It hasn't happened in at least 7-8 years. Snow doesn't start until maybe mid-January at the early. This year, we've gotten, I think, 5 or 6 inches of snow all told in this month. And the one day when it got super heavy, I said, nope. Well, that's not true. I said, inflate them because it'll keep the snow off. That ended up not being the case. And they just kept getting snow covered to the point where I was going out with a broom and just beating them to get the snow off. And eventually I was like, I need to go to work. And I looked like a crazy. So I should probably just put this broom down, turn them off, and go about my day, which is what I did. And later when I came out to check on them after the snow had stopped, or actually was letting up, couldn't find them. There's so much snow, they were completely covered. So I had to dig them out. And I did, and got all the snow off, and they inflated, and they were up. And I was like, I'm happy. They're inflated. They're fine. Snow's letting up. This should be good. I look across the street, and I see glowing from underneath the snow at my neighbor's house. He has 4, and I say, they're not home. Those things are going to die. Hold on, little penguin buddy pops out momentarily out of an igloo. I'm coming to save you.
So you didn't choose the inflatable life. The inflatable life chose you.
I mean, our house elf, the elf on the shelf, chose them for me. Going story.
Wait, you blame this on the elf on the shelf?
He's the one that brought him into our house.
Screw that guy.
In so many different ways, that is my thought as well. But
can we take a quick elf on the shelf tangent real quick? I have some questions about elves on.
Okay.
So the whole point of the elf on the shelf is twofold, right? It's to increase the wonder and the magic and the whimsy of Christmas by putting the elf in lots of different fun scenes every day for the children to wake up and discover. But it's also to make the kids be better because it serves as a rat that tells Santa if they're being bad. Does that work? Like, are your kids better once you put the elf up?
The wonder and the joy, I think, overtakes the surveillance bit of it. They don't behave better, but certainly is fun to wonder where he'll be next.
When your son stops believing, are you going to have him hang himself? The magic is die, and so must I.
Dark. If I had my way, yes. I'm not the controller of that would be my way. So yeah, that's not under my control. I hate it. I hate every time I have to remember to do it. And then if I complain, I can't complain about it. Because if I complain about it, I'm told, rightfully, you're not the one that deals with it, so don't even.
Well, then why are you complaining?
I don't. No. This early on, I complained. And I have given up on that. I silently do it to myself. I loathe deep under the surface, but I don't let it show.
So, but if you're not doing the work, why do you loathe?
Because I am then asked to assist and essentially smile and like it.
Well, so that's two different things. If you're smiling and like it, yeah, there's been times she's done things for you and smiled and liked it. And so you got to take your turn too. But, if you're assisting, then you are working and you can pitch a fit. Shouldn't, because I'm pretty sure your wife would beat you up.
Absolutely. 100%. No question.
While hiding the elf.
So...
Where's the elf today, kids? I don't know. It's sticking out Dad's butt for some reason.
That because the hat is shaped like a yep. Went straight in.
But it's kind of a hook, so we can't just yank it out. All right, we can go back to inflatables.
Going to the doctor. Why? No reason.
Doctor's like, 5th one this week.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate Elf on the Shelf season. We can go back to inflatables now.
Thank you. So I was able to, again, I know where his inflatables are, the yard, so I typically are located. The one I mentioned, it was super sad. It is a small igloo, and a ping pops out of it, goes back. It's actually mechanized, so it goes up and down, pops out of it, goes back in. And that was one, because it goes back in, it has to have somewhere to go back to. That whole thing had so much snow inside it, flip all the snow out to get it to inflate at all. And while I was saving the other ones, he was just sadly just like quick sliding along the ground instead of popping out. It's like, oh buddy, I'll be there for you in just a second, I said out loud. Yes, trying to pull the third minion out of the snow. He's probably just enjoying it because they're
okay. I wouldn't save the minion. I'd save the penguin. The minions are on their own. Penguins are a delight.
I agree. I no inflatable left behind, my motto. And I briefly flirted with, okay, now do I need to like go up and down the street and like save everybody? And I was like, don't be that guy.
The hero.
I mean,
let's sing songs about
kind
you.
of. Well,
they would post on Nextdoor about you.
They might. I wouldn't see that because I'm not on Nextdoor anymore. I'm on a similar server. No, I doubt they would. They reserve that. Suspicious at their door trying to pack. They would never dare talk a weird coat wearing a-hole going around sweeping off people's inflatables.
Mm. I got Nextdoor famous when I shoveled someone's walk. So, little, I mean, it was the whole block. Don't need to brag. And I'm talking about on this podcast, as we've discovered, doesn't qualify as bragging.
So, it also, the inflatables, not in the same inclement weather, but in other ways have led to frustration. Actually, did lead to a fight. It was not a fight. We were in the car getting ready, but there's definitely heated back and forth. Me and my wife pulling out of the drive. She just said, oh, when we get back, remind me, we're going to have to fix Mary's. I was like, who the hell's Mary? I was already kind of touchy about something being late wherever we were going.
And why do I care so much about her baby Jesus? Come on.
That was my response. Who the hell's Mary? Mary, she's like Mary and Joseph, and I'm like, okay, which neighbor are you talking? I was not getting that she meant nativity inflatable that we have. I just kept going with that. Kids are sitting in the back, just like, Dad, you know what she's talking about? Dad, stop it, Dad. Like, they're trying to get me to stop because they think I'm like, she's getting really mad at me. I'm getting really mad, and I was getting frustrated. But I was just like, what are you talking? What veil? What the hell? I was just so mad. It was like the Mary and Joseph on our lawn. The veil is messed up. We need to fix it when we get back. Like, okay, then just say that. Don't be weird and obfuscated about it. Before we got out of our neighborhood, I was just like, I don't want to go anymore. I'm going back to the house, and I'll punch Mary in the face.
Oh, there have been some real humdingers of moments that I would love. Like, I do not wish you this ill, but if you do end up getting divorced, I want this to be why.
So typically, this is, again, I was already said about that is not the time to say anything to me that probably test me.
But that doesn't test you.
Well,
anyways,
in this case, she was not testing. She just, said a thing. I took it the wrong way. It's all on me. But when you get divorced, that's typically, those kind of things happen, but it happens all the time, and it's just under the surface all the time. And that was not the case. It was a one-off. It's come up every single time since we've come home since then. It's like, hey, Dad, you want to check on Mary's? I'm like, shut up. You know not to continue that thought, okay? Go to bed happy.
I hate Marys. There's just something about them.
My son has gotten to that point where I've mentioned before that he loves word, can't get enough of that, or pun, he has to point or make his own, but he also just loves anybody has a joke or a standing issue with somebody else in the family. It drives that a little deep. It's like, Dad, remember? It's like, dude, gotta stop. At some point, somebody's going to hit you, and it might be your mother.
Remember that time Mom said you had a tiny penis?
Yes, son. Yes.
Little do you know, son.
Well, anyways, happy anniversary.
Well, I'm glad at least you were trying to do a good thing. Not the time you got mad at your wife for her wanting to fix the Holy Family, but when you're out saving your neighbors, I almost call them dirigible, inflatables, and taking care of them, you're trying to make the world a more whimsical place. So I think you're doing good. This should make you a better person. And I'm going to prescribe that you get 2 more inflatables this year, take a year off, and then 3 in 2027.
Okay. Just like the number of kids decided 3 is the number we're happy we're stopping.
You don't have 3 kids.
Correct. Not the number, just the fact that we're stopping. I knew as soon as I said that, you're going to point that out. I'm like, wait a minute. I can see you doing the numbers and you don't have 3 kids. This man's a liar. He lied to me.
Everyone, Jason can't count this kid. Jason has a bastard child somewhere that he doesn't tell us about.
That's clearly the issue. Not that I meant something a little bit different.
I see the world the way I choose, and you haven't stopped me yet, and you ain't stopping me going forward.
Fair enough. But no, we've I guess not to put too fine a point on, but the same way in that we have 2 children because we have had, some troubles. So you get to 2. Wow, we got to 2. Let's stop. Okay. That's good for both of us. Inflatables, we're the same way. No, we've lost 2. We have 3 now. So we kind of don't want to kill him. So maybe 3 is where we should stop.
Well, the thing is, once you tell people that, you've had trouble and you're happy with what you have, they start to guess, like, whose fault is, like, we're in the same boat. We're at 2 because we wanted to have 3 and number 3 turned into number 2. Never came along. So we just had, when we tell people that, they're like, which one of you's the infertile one? You can tell them they're doing that math. So when you tell people, like, we've got the max number of inflatables we can handle, they're going to be like, which one of you has anti-inflatable sperm? Some of you's not inflatable fertile. We got to figure it out.
See, for my part, I would have no problem raising my hand and saying, I killed both of them. I mean, not on purpose. It wasn't like a mercy killing, but they died on my watch. My wife has never been in charge of inflatable. She probably didn't want them in the first. So that has fallen to me.
No, fair enough.
It truly is like every night when it hits 5 o'clock. Well, I guess sunset hits around between 4:30 and 5. I have to go out and make sure all the towers gone. There's one down. It's like, oh God. I put on my shoes and say, I'm going out. Mary and Joseph are still on the ground.
Who's Joseph?
Woman.
Why'd you divorce your husband? He didn't know who Mary was.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Steve and Jason Are Having a Real Fun Time. We hope you had a real fun time too. Please like us on whatever platform you found us on and, well, just like us in general.